Hey guys, thanks for joining me this week on For All Things Lexington. It's the only show dedicated to Lexington, South Carolina. Here, you'll hear me talk to people, groups, bands, and organizations about where to go, what to do, and who's who in and all around our beautiful Lake Murray. I'm your host, Angela Barrett, and this is For All Things Lexington.
For All Things Lexington has been brought to you by Tami Youmans of TL Designs, Brims of Fire Designs, turning plain hats into wearable works of art.
Thank you, Tami, so much for being here today.
I'm so excited to be here.
And I am very excited to have Lucinda with us.
Yeah, she's my little sidekick for the month.
I've been trying to steal her hat now for about a month. And
she's not giving it up.
Yeah, she's just not going to let me have it. So Tami's going to have to make me a new one. So Tami, how in the world did you get started in playing with fire?
Pretty much that's what it is. Hat pyrography is basic playing with fire. I was bored one night scrolling the interwebs, basically social media.
Sure.
And I came across someone who was using burning tools on hats. And I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And since I love hats, and I'm always being an artist and being in an artistic person, creative person, I've always been interested in anything crafty, anything new, cutting edge, whatever. And I was like, oh, I want to try this. So I bought my first hat. I bought a wood burning tool, and I tried it, and I was hooked. And then what I ended up doing, like after about 3 months of playing around with it, I decided to go ahead and make it an entity of my already existing business, which is TL Designs Home Decor, right? So and now it is Brims of Fire, which is an entity of it, which I burn the hats, design the hat, and I sell them.
And so now you obviously are a drawer, because if people don't understand, this is not a stencil. She freehands this.
The majority of it is freehanded.
So you have to be a pretty good drawer.
You do. You can pretty much look at something and I just look at it and try to. But yes, I do. I will not lie. Some of the things that are harder, I will do an outline using a stencil.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also pens that you can use to draw on there, to draw it out before you actually burn it in. Because once you burn it, it's there. There's no getting rid of it.
Right.
It's burnt, ruined.
Right. Because a lot of yours are extremely detailed.
They are.
Yes.
I get carried away sometimes.
Yeah. I like them. And all the fancy stuff on them. You can see I don't have a lot of fancy, but I was supposed to be in an event you were having last week, couldn't make it. And but I know one of your popular ones, which you don't have here with us today, is almost like the leopard kind of safari. I think you call it a safari.
Yeah, the leopard. Do I not? Oh, I did not bring one with leopard on it.
And I know that's more popular.
Leopard print, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's when leopard print with sunflowers. Major. I mean, that's one of the really popular ones. And believe it or not, woodland howling cow.
Mm-hmm.
People love the howling cows.
Oh yeah. So anybody can see that.
Yeah. Sorry. This is howling cows. Everybody loves howling cows.
And so you did this burning here too.
Right. What I do, how I do it is once I do the designs and everything, but how I get to the stress look is I actually use a torch. And I just take a torch and I flame it.
She does play with fire.
I do play with fire, for real. I'm a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
The other popular is the owl.
Oh,
I've sold several of the owls.
Right.
And I don't only do the outside, I do the insides of them sometimes as well on the brim.
I love the inside.
I do writing on the inside. A lot of people, I do a lot of customs. A lot of people like scripture verses.
Mm-hmm.
They want verses on there. I've done some for weddings where I put the couple's name and the date of the wedding up underneath the brim. Any inspirational quotes, just things like that. My favorite one I did was for two sisters. Their father had passed away, and they wanted something in remembrance of him. They had his silk ties, and one sister had a coin that had been crushed, that had I think it was the Grand Tetons on it, and that was his favorite place to go hike, was the Grand Teton Mountain. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I put the Grand Teton Mountains on it for them, and I actually took the picture of the Grand Tetons to make sure the mountain range was just like it. And I used the ties to make the hat bands for them. Mm-hmm. And like the coin, I put the coin on the hat into the hat band. So she would always have little memorabilia pieces in there. I've used pocket watches, just different things that people have owned for from their grandparents, their parents, whomever who's passed away.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty neat. And again, I do love that it's in this here is kind of a discreet, and you do all types of hats.
Absolutely. This is what they call taco style. It's a cowboy hat, obviously. This is called taco style. This is leather. I cut the leather out myself. I painted it and did all the work on the leather as well to match the hat. And because of the way it's styled, I did all the underneath of the hat. Right. Because you see more of that,
right,
than you do the outside of the hat.
Yeah, especially this particular
with that style. You do.
Yeah. Just making sure everybody can see that. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. Dragonflies are real popular.
And that would be more like the style I wear, what I call the wide brim fedora.
Yeah, it's called flat wide brim fedora, and wide brim is usually 3.5 to 4 inches in width of right. the brim itself. And this is teardrop. No, this isn't teardrop. I forgot what they call this. Yeah, this is teardrop. The crown is. Mm-hmm. But as you can see, this is dragonflies flying through the garden, leaving a trail. And of course, he has
lots of colors in here.
This is a gorgeous set of colors. This is really pretty colors, and people like this one because you can wear it spring, summer, fall.
Right.
And it goes with a lot of things.
Right.
It goes with a lot of things. But I always try to make sure that I have charms or something on here, just to make it pretty.
Fancy.
And to me, the fancier, the better. That's just how I am.
Right. Now, I've even seen a baseball cap.
I do. Vegan suede. For those of you who don't know what vegan means, vegan actually is fake, faux, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Fake, faux, false vegan. That's the new term for it, vegan. It's polyester.
Oh, it is. I was going to ask what kind.
Yeah, this is called vegan suede. This is called vegan suede. There's vegan felt as well. The difference between vegan felt and real felt is made with animal furs. It's either made with wool, sheep or llama wool, or it's made with beaver, Angora rabbit. It can be made with a lot of different animal hairs. They burn well, but the difference between using that and using the faux is whenever you're dealing with natural fibers like that, they actually set on fire.
Right.
They don't melt. They actually set on fire. And whenever you do that with real animal things, I mean, it smells horrible.
Oh, I bet.
And the other thing is char. That's what you're left with is char. The design is char. So that char is on there, and that char flakes in time. It flakes. The other thing is whenever you are dealing with real felt, it loses its shape, and it has to be reshaped over time.
Correct.
The thing is with these, it's made with a foam or either a hard shell inside. This is actually a thin foam that's inside of it. And this is polyester. So this actually melts instead of burns. So once it's on there, it's there permanently. There's no getting rid of it.
Right.
So that's why I like these.
Then they stand up a little bit better in the rain as well.
Oh, yes. So much better. So much better. They don't lose their shape.
Right. And so, let's see, I was going to say cowboy hats and fedoras.
Cowboy hats, fedoras, ball caps. people have asked me, I've done slippers, bedroom slippers before, faux suede bedroom slippers. People ask you to do their boots, purses, anything that's made with a fabric like this that you can actually burn.
Nice. Now, tell me a little bit about the other part of your business.
The TL Designs?
Yeah.
TL Designs I created in 2013, making wreaths. And then I graduated into doing garlands and just anything home decor. And I've been doing that since 2013. I sell online on Etsy. I do local craft shows. I will venture out into other counties. I haven't left the state yet. Don't intend to, because I need, at my point right now, I want to stay local.
Right.
Anything I can drive to during the day and come back home, that's what I want to do.
Right. And you have a cat at home, and I keep
dogs. I have dogs.
Is it a dog?
Yes.
I thought it was a cat.
No, I'm allergic to cats. I have dogs at home. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to work from home, because I also work with animal rescue as well. And being able to be my own boss, working from home, I can create when I want to. If I want to go down to my studio at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm in my studio at 2 o'clock in the morning. Who wants to get dressed and drive to a studio 30 minutes away, 10 minutes away just to work at 2 o'clock in the morning? Nobody. But it allows me to take care of them during the day, and home and everything else that has to be done.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Working for yourself, well, it has its ups and downs.
It does.
Like nothing else.
There are no benefits.
That's right. Absolutely. So, you do go and do, would you call it pop-up? Maybe, like, I know you've worked with the AR people.
I do Aiken's Macon, which is an artisan's market. Do all of the Midland Crafter Association markets.
Mm-hmm.
And I have in the past done like pop-ups for people, if they call, that ask me, hey, we would like some vendors to come in. Would you mind coming in? Absolutely, I'll be there.
But don't you do some of those where you go and you help people make their own?
I have not done those.
Okay.
I have done online teaching and trainings in the past. I did have an online class that I taught for wreath making. It was people joined and it was a monthly subscription. People joined, and once a week we would meet online, and I would design. And what it is you do a live feed, and they're allowed to interact with you, ask you questions. Hey, what, I missed that. Can you show me that again? Things like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Because I mean, well, first of all, you would have to be able to draw more than a stick man. There's my first rifle. But it is a very unique craft, and certainly your designs are definitely unique. But like you said, you can custom do what
absolutely
wanted.
I prefer doing customs.
Yes,
I absolutely love doing them because it gives these hats personal. I mean, this is wearable art. You are going to invest in a piece of art.
Right.
So it needs to reflect you. And some people walk in and are like, that's me, and just take that one. But others like, well, I love that, but that's not my color.
Right.
And I'd rather have this, and I like this, and I want this design. And I'm like, okay, let's talk. Let's design.
Like for me, I mean, I love the bands, but probably not some bling. That's just me.
Right.
And, simple design. We've talked about that in the past, but it's, you do need to make it your own.
Well, exactly. Absolutely.
So you would just kind of have to have an idea and then let you go with it.
Right.
This is what I don't want. Sure. Use any of this.
Absolutely. I had my youngest client was 7 years old.
Okay.
And I met her at a rodeo because I sell at rodeos. I met her and her dad and mom at a rodeo. And she was just loving the hats and everything. And her dad, he said, I want to get her one of these for her birthday. I was like, okay. He said, can you design her one this little? I'm like, yeah, I can just do something that little as long as I can find the hat.
Right.
So I asked her, I said, what do you like? She goes, well, I really like horses. So I want a horse on it, and it has to have a cow. Oh, and I love butterflies. Okay. So we got a horse, a cow, and butterflies. I said, okay. And she said, and I want pink and purple. I'm like, okay, pink and purple band is what we'll do. So I said, how about we do this? Let's do a field of flowers and put a horse and a cow standing on it in the flowers and butterflies flying all around them. She goes, that's perfect. Okay. So, and I created it for her.
Yeah.
I like to interpret what they want. And it was pretty much, you tell me what you want, and then I have to I have to kind of guide the client to saying, well, can you envision this?
Right. So, I know you just had a big show, but you've got another show coming up, the Big Arts, the Christmas, I call it the Christmas Arts and Crafts, but it's the big Christmas one, November 2nd and 3rd, right?
Right, correct. Yeah. It's South Carolina State Farmers Market.
Yeah, are you ready?
Midlands Crafters Association. I am not.
I was going to say, they probably depleted you.
It depleted my stock of a lot of things, and I've got to get busy burning again.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I have to keep up with shipping my orders. I ship all over the country.
Right.
So I have to keep up with shipping the things that have sold on my shops online. I have 2 shops online, my online shop. Then I have to keep up with my customs. So yeah, I'm just like juggling everything.
Right. So I know that people here can find you on Facebook, Brims of Fire. So really you're the Etsy stores.
My Etsy store is Brims of Fire. And
easy for me to remember.
It's an easy one. And my Etsy store for my home decor is TL Designs Door Decor. As well as I have a website for TL Designs, and it's tldesignsdoordecor.com. And you can get to any of my things, the Brims of Fire or that from that website. That's kind of my landing point.
Right. Gotcha. So let's just give everybody an average cost, because I mean,
they can get pricey. I think the most expensive one I've done has been $250.
Right.
Average, I'm going to say average, if it's not a lot of bling or anything, is going to be about $150.
So that gives everybody at least a ball.
Right. I mean, you're paying for the design. You're paying for art.
Correct.
My time, my creativity.
Right. Which is a tremendous art form. I mean, it is a unique. Oh, I didn't even see the rose there. That's gorgeous. Oh, I'll show it. You know, I sent that. I love that. Yeah. Another little secret hiding place.
You know, what I do is I start out with it, and I put the main design on there, and then I just get carried away and keep going and going and going. Before you know it, I'll have a $250 hat. I'm like, nobody that will last forever. Well, it's true. And some people are like, I want that, but I would never wear it. I want to hang it on my wall. No, it's art.
Yeah, that's true.
Hanging on your wall.
That's true. Of course, you know, for those of us who wear hats.
And yeah. And the other thing I do, what? The other thing I do is the beading on here, I hand bead the bands myself if I'm going to put beading on it. But I recycle. I upcycle clothing. This is a waistband from a pair of jeans.
Yes.
So I do a lot of upcycling and repurposing of clothing and jewelry.
Right. Well, this is pretty darn cool. So Brims of Fire on Facebook and on Etsy.
Correct.
And tell me again, that's a mouthful. The
TL Designs Door Decor.
See, it's a mouthful.
Well, it had to be because there was already a TL Designs that is an architect company. I'm like, no, I want my name on there.
Right. Well, thank you so very much. And thank you for bringing Lucinda.
Lucinda's been very quiet. She's behaved today. She's not been trying to dance or anything like she was doing at some of the events we've been doing.
And Lucinda, I am going to call for your hat and get a hat.
She said, fine. Just can't have mine.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed coming in. chatting with you.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or know someone you'd like to see on the show, contact me at forallthingslexington.com. That's the number 4, allthingslexington.com.
And by Angela Barrett at HomeMattersSC.com. Building on what matters to you.